Alright, this is Wrong Opinion here. I'm in Sandusky, Ohio with the Peaceful Streets Project Sandusky.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? How you doing?
Nathan was just telling me about his rendezvous, shall we call it, with an officer. How many days ago was it?
Well, the original incident happened about a week ago at a local bar. We went, and they're an after-hours club. They're open till like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
And from what we were told, that they were very much targeted by the revenue generators. So we went out there to keep an eye out on them, and sure enough, the revenue generators show up and start picking on people. Well, with our cameras out, they've definitely don't like us doing that, of course. So we had one officer that walked up behind the group, Officer Sean Orman. Sean the Pit Bull Orman is what his fellow officers like to call him.
Why do they call him that, do you know?
I don't know, but
okay.
I do know that in the video, well here, we'll touch on that here in a moment, but Officer Orman stood behind Peaceful Streets Project Sandusky last Saturday with a can of pepper spray just shaking it. When I turned and told him that I felt kind of nervous about a grown man shaking pepper spray behind me, he told me that Peaceful Streets made him nervous with with our cameras. Well, I asked him for his badge number. He refused to give it, which sent me on a mission to find out who he was. And come to find out, this guy's got an extreme history in this town of abusing citizens. One video in particular from back in September where him and 6 other Sandusky PD officers just brutally beat this guy on dash cam footage, which of course the Sandusky police investigated the Sandusky police, and the Sandusky police determined that the Sandusky police did no wrong.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So we found out after the fact why Officer Pitbull Orman does not like video cameras. But to get back to how Mr. Pitbull got his name, we're not sure how he got his name, but we do know at the end of the video, after him and his 6 buddies curb stomped a citizen, he looks down at the guy on the ground and says, "They call me the Pitbull. You want that guy on your streets running around with a gun? I don't."
Doesn't seem like a good idea to me.
No, not at all.
So what are you going to do if you run into this guy tonight?
Well, we're going to just hold our ground, and we're going to let him know that we're here and that he does not intimidate us, that we are the beneficiaries, that they are the trustees, that they work for us. We're going to let him know. We're going to call him by their rank, and we're going to call him by his name, and we're going to try to get his badge number.
All right.
Because some people collect stamps. We collect badge numbers.
That's pretty good. So tonight is the first night of Ohio Bike Week.
Yes.
We're in Sandusky. There's the fancy fountain. Over there in the distance, you can see the festivities. What kind of activity have you seen going on tonight?
Well, nothing too bad tonight.
At least not yet, you were telling me?
Not yet. We had a couple of them down here, and they've kind of been driving by, giving us the eye. But we're getting pretty close to the time when this starts closing down, and they're going to start hanging out down here like predators, trying to generate the revenue that we've been starving from them for the past 3 to 4 weeks. So hang out and see. Hopefully we'll have us a nice little show here within the next hour or so.
All right, great.
All right. I could go on and on.
All right. So you were telling me that one of the main reasons we're doing this is to keep people safe, but you're also mentioning that it deprives the revenue generators of revenue.
Exactly.
Tell us about that.
Well, you've got to figure, we have officers that come down here and they arrest people. They put them through the court system. The police departments themselves make a substantial amount of money from court costs. Sandusky's in 2012 was a little over $100,000 just in court costs. One of the largest categories of arrests in that revenue stream is disorderly conduct, public intoxication. Just people coming out for a drink, trying to have a good time, and these guys are targeting them. But you got these guys, they come out, they arrest people so they can take them to jail, put them through the court system. Then they collect more revenue from the court costs so they can hire more police officers so they can come down here and arrest more people to put them through the court system to make more money in revenue to hire more officers. And you can see how this has absolutely nothing to do with protecting and serving anyone. It's a revenue stream. It's a business, just like anything else, other than they have the monopoly of it. And that's one of the things that we really are trying to like open up people's minds to, so they can see this stuff as it truly is. These people aren't being arrested and thrown in jail for public intox. They're being tossed in a cage for having an adult beverage, which they should have every right to do. But yeah, we're definitely hitting them where it hurts. We're definitely hitting them where it hurts, and at the same time, we're trying to ensure that these folks get to wake up in the beds that they belong in, instead of inside of a cage.
Now, we've been sitting here at this kind of public square. This is in the center of Sandusky. I'm going to pan around so everybody can get a good look at it. Got a nice fountain, some pretty bushes. Downtown, bars, restaurants, people having a good time. Now, 2 times cops have passed us,
yeah, just
while we had a 3-minute conversation.
Yep.
So they're really looking around out here.
Oh, yeah.
Now, do you think our presence here really inhibits them from aggressively pursuing people?
Well, I can tell you this. This is the 4th official cop watch that Peaceful Streets Sandusky has been out on, and we have not even filmed one arrest. And we've seen this entire area here shut down. There was at least 10 police cars, at least, and we had Homeland Security and not one arrest. Last weekend we had the incident at the bar that we were talking about a little earlier, where there was at least 9 cars and not one arrest there.
So,
yeah, I do.
Hold on a second. You said Homeland Security.
Security. Oh, can you slow down for a second? My camera's not on.
So there's a Border Patrol agent SUV right there,
right
just
there,
cruising along.
Department of Homeland Security, big sis, Janet Napolitano. If you see something, say
It's almost
something.
it's almost uncanny. Not a moment ago we were talking about them being here, and there they are.
There they are. Now, and they're patrolling, just patrolling downtown. Citizens.
Do you suppose they're looking for terrorists?
A terrorist with video cameras, I'm pretty sure they're probably looking for.
Boy, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Doesn't it? No.
Why are they here?
Well, this is, as you can see right there, that is Sandusky Bay, which after you get out of Sandusky Bay into Lake Erie, the next landmass that you get heading north is Canada. Therefore, we fall into the 100-mile Constitution-free zone, as if that exists to anybody but a man with a gun trying to enforce that. But that's why we have Homeland Security here, and they do come out, and it's pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting to see them. Yeah, here they are again. They're making sure they're looking for revenue opportunities. You'll see him slow down right here, and you know he's kind of taking a look at people to see maybe targets here in another half hour, 40 minutes. People that don't belong in a cage. You know,
Nobody belongs in a cage.
No, not unless they're aggressing upon someone else. And honestly, if someone's aggressing upon someone else down here, certainly our cameras are not going to stop the police from caging them. I think what our cameras are stopping the police from doing is abusing their authority to cage people that didn't belong in a cage in the first place for the revenue, so they can hire more cops to bust people that don't belong in cages. We went over that.
Now, you were telling me a little bit ago about how some Sandusky cops have been known to beat people when nobody is watching.
Yes. Yep.
Do you think maybe our cameras also prevent that from happening out here?
Oh, I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. I'm absolutely sure of it, and it's...
Here's an interesting question. We know the cameras kind of inhibit the cops from abusing their authority.
Yes.
But there's a lot of people out here. There's a lot of eyeballs out here.
Right.
Do you think they find all the eyeballs out here as threatening as a camera?
Oh, absolutely not.
Why is that?
Not. Well, first of all, most of these eyeballs out here, they're out here to have a good time, have some drinks. I mean, especially now that it's bike week. And so, I mean, they're really not, what's the word, situational awareness. Their situational awareness is, you know, who's the single girl over there that, you know, in the corner. So the cops really aren't worried about that. Plus, they know that these guys down here enjoying themselves, having a few drinks, are way more concerned about the police than the police are concerned about them, because, I mean, they're being targeted as revenue. Now, and that's one of the things that Peaceful Street strives to do, is that we know that Peaceful Streets is not going to be able to be out for every event and protect everyone. What we're trying to do is show people and set an example and change the culture, so these eyeballs, instead of these guys just being intoxicated, having a good time, even if they're out having a good time, having a couple of drinks, if they see a police interaction, they instantly get their camera out and start filming. If nothing happens, delete the footage. But if something happens, you might save that person's life.
That's good to know. Okay, so there's a cop interacting with a citizen, or it kind of looked like it. We're just videotaping him now. We got suspicious because we saw him driving forward and then he suddenly hit reverse. And a second one coming up here. Car S13 and car S4 here. As you can see, they're making it difficult for traffic to pass by on the one side. I'm not quite sure what they're doing here. Got a friendly wave from one of them.
Oh yeah, well that was the supervisor. He probably has way more to lose than the other ones that got attitude problems.
He's pretty much got to keep everything pretty ship-shape out here.
Yep. Which I wouldn't doubt if that's why he has been the primary one that's been cruising around, because they know we're out here. And they also know that we're very aware of our rights and what we can or, you know, can't do, which there's not much that we can't do as long as we're not interfering with their investigation. You know, sometimes they'll bark to get you back arbitrary distances, and, you know,
arbitrariness is fun.
Yeah, isn't it? And I myself will put up a fight and make mention of it being an arbitrary distance, but I wouldn't, you know, condone anybody. Hey, it's Border Patrol. Hey, how's it going, guys? How do you guys feel about posse comitatus?
I don't think they appreciate posse comitatus.
No, I know they don't.
We do.
But yep, there you go. So, United States federal police patrolling the streets of America.
Well, they did choose the arbitrary distance of 100 miles.
Right.
So.
Right. But you know, they can call it Constitution Free Zone all they want, because I really didn't sign their Constitution anyway, so.
Good point.
Yeah, I didn't sign it anyway, so they can say anything they want. I'm a free human being, and they derive their privileges from my rights. I know this. They need to be let to be known.
So, you mentioned to me that the people in this town were kind of split on what Peaceful Streets is doing out here.
Yeah, well, you know, this is kind of a really new thing around here, so people are still, there's a large population that are still asleep. But yeah, since Peaceful Streets has really got some wings under us, it's gotten to the point where, yeah, we either get a very strong positive, hang on, I just felt a cold stare there for a minute. We either get a really positive feedback where everybody's like, yeah, we absolutely need this in this town, and this is something that needs to be done. And then we get that other half that are appalled that we would even begin to dream that we needed to keep the police accountable. But it's definitely caused quite a stir, and there's been a mumbling in the streets about it. It's going to be interesting to see how this progresses over the next few months.
Do you think that they actually support the police, or do you think the thought that they need to be watched by a group of volunteers in the community is so disturbing to them that they won't even consider it? Like, it's a cognitive dissonance thing, you know what I'm saying?
We've had a rough year here in Sandusky. We've had, you know, probably maybe one of the bloodiest years in the history of this town. We've had a young mother and her two children were murdered. Just a few weeks back, we had a guy kind of snap and stabbed a small baby. Well, a lot of people don't see things, the big picture. They don't see it as these people picking on the economically deprived areas are causing, you know, a lot of these issues. So it's a lot of people are for the police because they feel that this town has taken such a dramatic turn towards violence, when they don't realize that half of that violence is being perpetuated by guys with a pseudo-legitimate authority to use that violence because they're wearing a silly costume and an ounce of tin pinned to it.
We got a party going on over here.
Yeah.
So what's this guy doing?
Well, you can see he's kind of sitting here. He's looking over where it's closing time over at the bar. There's Homeland Security right there, and you notice they aren't nearly as friendly as the Sandusky Police Department supervisor. But yeah, he's just sitting there kind of watching out for here, any kind of revenue generating opportunities that he could possibly get. Looking for people maybe stumbling to their cars or somebody walking across the street in a way that maybe he can come up and pick on them. But it's not going to happen when we're here. I mean, if somebody gets crazy over here and they need to be subdued and put into a cage, I don't think our cameras are going to stop them. But if he thinks he's just going to pick on innocent, peaceful members of my community, got another thing coming.
You mentioned that you think he's a supervisor.
I'm pretty sure he's a supervisor.
He's on his way now.
Yeah.
But I also heard you mention earlier while we were walking around some of the other interactions we filmed before you started talking to me about this, that it seems like their tactics have changed a little bit.
Yes, absolutely. We've noticed that the first couple of weeks we came down here, they would swarm this area really thick. I mean, seeing this Homeland Security guy cruising around in a stalking Irving, but up here, I don't know if this is something primarily to do with Bike Week, or if it has something to do with the fact that Peaceful Streets Project Sandusky has been a regular presence at this particular corner for the past 3 to 4 weeks. So it's possible that they might have most of their officers set up on the outskirts and they just bring in their supervisor to come through and maybe bring them in. I don't know. But hey, as far as I can see, other than seeing Homeland Security crews through here, which definitely bothers me, so far so good. I mean, really, if they're just going to have the supervisor cruise through and keep an eye on things, you know, I'm not a big fan of having my money stolen for a service I didn't ask for to begin with, but all that being said, this could be much, much, much worse than what it is. So I'm pretty happy to see that, and honestly, I really believe Peaceful Streets has everything to do with why it's being run like this tonight.
So Nathan, tell me real quick what you just told me again about the Warthogs and the Outlaws and Cabana Jacks, which just so happens to have a lot of officers standing in front of it.
Well, just for a quick recap, what has happened over this weekend? This is Ohio Bike Week. It's the largest motorcycle rally in the Midwest. We came out, it started down here on Wednesday with a hippie band. We decided to come out and try to get some hippies from being thrown into cages for illegal nature. You know, all fun and good. But as we were here, we started noticing video cameras, video crew, professional video crew, in which case more inquiring, come to find out that they were Discovery Channel. Well, after more inquiring, we've been led to believe that they are filming for an episode of the show Gangland, which makes perfect sense because a little over a week ago, the local chapter here in Sandusky of the Outlaws Biker Gang was raided by the FBI. Well, what we're finding out even more as we are presenting this information to our community, I've got an interview with some outlaws that we'll be posting very soon onto our YouTube channel. But they informed us that the biker gang, the Warthogs, which are a police biker gang, has effectively successfully taken over Cabana Jack's, this bar, from the local chapter of the Outlaws. We've also been told that the Sandusky police, along with the film crews, have been provoking more dangerous members of the Outlaws biker gang into maybe trying to get some kind of a confrontation on their video cameras. But this should get interesting here over the next few minutes, guys. We're going to go ahead and get our cameras on here and get all eyes what's going on.
They're moving
which
quick.
Looks like something's going on right now. Cameras are on.
Something's up. How's it going, Discover guys?
I'm following the sheet.
Wonder what's going on over here.
I got it, no problem. All right, I can take.
I'm not sure why they rushed up here.
Are you in, bro?
Hey guys.
Any ideas?
I still need you in the next city. In the next city. Next city, all right.
Gentlemen? How you guys doing tonight?
Good.
Busy?
Nope.
Spending our taxpayer money wisely?
Not at all.
I didn't think so.
They're not spending taxpayer money wisely whatsoever.
At least that one cameraman's getting to work out tonight.
Right. I mean, it'd be one
We
thing.
are too.
It'd be one thing if they were volunteering to do this, but
Volunteering
I'm
to keep
sure
the
they're
streets
not.
safe like we are, you mean?
In fact, I'm willing to bet. I'm willing to bet they're making overtime.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
Do you ever feel like you're being sent on a wild goose chase?
Yeah, that's kind of what I think is kind of happening.
It wouldn't
So,
surprise me if that's exactly what they were
I think
doing.
That's
Because when we got up here, the only thing that was around here was some spilled ice. There's no reason for a bunch of cops to go running up here for spilled ice.
They've been doing this to us for a couple of days now.
Well, whatever. We're a little bit leaner than they are.
As a matter of
Right.
fact, last night we were filming you guys.
No doubt.
Yeah. Were they?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I've seen the other police departments do that.
Well, and you know, it's kind of funny because the officer, I can't pronounce his name, but I've been calling him Officer Gucci. He's badge number 991 for Sandusky Police Department. Very, very, very much a,
Rob says he's got
very
something.
much an aggressive, whoa, yeah, we've got a nice police presence here, don't we?
Okay, suddenly, so we get drawn away and suddenly there are more police standing in front of Cabana Jack's than last time we were standing in front of Cabana Jack's.
And you
I
notice-
wonder why that is.
You notice we have film. I'm going to see who this they're talking to.
They do seem to be crowded around the thing up there.
Yeah. Well, that's because they own the place now. Hey Nathan, why do you think they're standing in front of those nice people sitting on the curb?
No, but I think we should. I'm going to get a little closer. Stay out of the investigation. We're having a taxpayer-funded conversation.
Aren't they all? Got the wrong kind of food. You need to yell donuts, my friend.
All right. Why do I?
They don't care about popcorn.
Why do I feel like we got another decoy situation?
I don't know. Anybody got a police scanner handy?
Right. I'll bet you they're on secure channels. They've already done that. We've gone out. And
Yeah.
As soon as they know we're hitting police frequencies, they either
They
go
lock
to
it
their
up.
cell phones or they go down to some kind of a secure channel.
Maybe we can just ask the NSA about what they said then.
Right. Especially if they have Verizon.
All right.
Which, Robert, you need to get off Verizon.
But they've got everybody though.
Yeah, that's what I said. They got everybody. Just Verizon ended up getting busted.
Yep.
Now, what is funny, and this goes back a couple weeks ago to when Adam Kokesh was arrested.
He got arrested again,
yeah,
by the way.
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah.
He's already out.
Oh,
When he got
okay.
arrested in Philly at the, and was detained, kidnapped by federal agents. I was doing some investigating because I believe it was Ian who had set up the Free Adam Kokesh website and posted a visitor to the Free Adam Kokesh website that gives you a Department of Defense or Department of Interior IP address. And we traced that back. We traced that IP address back with a trace route. I don't know if you're familiar with
Yeah.
networking, but we trace routed it back all the way to the Verizon, the secret Verizon NSA facility that was leaked by Kryptone a couple years ago.
Okay.
So yeah, that just to add some more punch to your original comment about they got all of them.
There's Nathan over there behind the barricade. Out in front of Daly's Pub.
Not even 6 years since I've been up.
Shit.
Clear this channel, please. These police sure are in a rush to get somewhere. Doing laps, fellas? I haven't been able to go for my morning constitutionals in a while. This is some good footwork. Did he tell you to bite him?
I saw her last week in Mad River.
These guys are just fucking with us now. There ain't nothing going on. So what did he say to you?
He just said that he wanted to know if we could keep up, and I told him that that was some expensive, exercise there for taxpayers. Well, he told me that taxpayers aren't paying for this. This is being paid for by Ohio Bike Week, which
I could believe that.
Yeah, I mean, I can believe that, but does that mean that they're acting under the capacity of Ohio Bike Week security guards?
Well, yes and no.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a curious question, you know. I mean,
did you put the question to one of them?
yeah, they're not really too keen on talking to me.
Oh, I see. So it's a gray area, huh?
Yeah. And I'm kind of wondering maybe if Discovery Channel is footing the bill a little bit for
could be
what's going on.
What do you say, that the beer sales are what's funding this?
Yeah. So, like, the beer sales people aren't making a profit.
Right.
You know, like, everybody's going to come out here and put in all this effort just to...
make no money.
Right.
Yeah, that doesn't make any
honestly,
sense.
Really, even if that is the case, that the money that's being paid for these officers right now are coming out of this bike week, it's still, I think that money would be way better used towards, I mean, this is such an economically deprived area of the country.
Yeah.
It's terrible. And as you can see, we had one of the biggest parties in Ohio, and no problems. We didn't need all these guns. We didn't need all these bulletproof vests. We don't need this show of force. So, I mean, I think it's interesting. I'm kind of curious maybe now, and this is just a thought that's popping into my head, of what kind of affiliation that Ohio Bike Week has with the Warthog biker gang. So that's a thought. We may have to investigate that further. Well, like I said, we're going to start putting all these threads together over the next few days. Peaceful Street Sandusky has been so busy out here, and I'll tell you what, I got to give credit to my crew, Robert, Mary. We got the F from the Citizens, what does he call it? The Citizens Awareness Program. We've had Jade out, we've had Vanessa out, we've had Jacob from Ohio Cop Block, we've had Dio from Greater Cleveland Cop Block, we've had you, Dalton, for coming out. Thank you so much for coming out.
My pleasure.
And adding to the numbers here. But it's been an intense past 4 days. We've got a lot of footage that we're going to be pouring through probably over the next week while I mend my old man bones. But so just keep looking for stuff from us, because we're going to put something together concise. I'm going to reach out to maybe some graphic video editors and see if we can get something put together. Come on, man. Let's go. Might as well. We'll all cross the finish line together.
What's your best 300-meter time? I'm sure it improves when there's a donut at the end of the 300 meters.
Yeah, I know. For CBB Canton Biker Boots. We're with Peaceful Streets Project Sandusky, an Ohio cop block.
Come on, give them a break. They're trying to break it up.
Do you think these guys fancy themselves as reservoir dogs right now?
It's almost kind of even looks like something going on.
We'll find out.